Morning, Kasturians. Today we are going to study your very first chapter of your biology textbook, which is the living world. It is the basic chapter in which you will be knowing what biology is about. What is biology literally is. So, not taking much time, let's start. What is biology? The term biology is, is derived from a Greek word which has bios and logia. Bios means life and logia means study of. That is, biology is the science in which study of life forms take place. So now you must be wondering what life is. Life is defined as a property or a quality of a living organism. It has some features like a person can be said to be living if he or she or the thing, anything, is growing, has some metabolic activity, responds to stimuli, and reproduce. The father of biology is Aristotle. The term biology has two main parts, zoology and botany. The botany is the study of plants, while zoology is the study of animals. If we think about who is the father of zoology, then Aristotle is the father of zoology. While on the other hand, we have botany. The father of botany is Theophrastus. While studying biology, you will come across these terms, and these are morphology. Morphology means external appearance. Anatomy means internal structure of the living organism. Physiology. Physiology stands for like normal functioning of living organisms and their part. You all have studied what is the basic unit of life? Cell. In lower classes, you all have studied about it, and it was given by the scientist Robert Hooke. Now, moving forward towards the characteristics of living organism. We have four major characteristics of a living organism. The first one is growth. A living organism should grow. Second is reproduction. He or she should be capable of reproduction. Third is metabolism, and fourth is response to stimuli. Moving ahead, what growth actually is. Growth is an important factor of living organism. The growth is defined as the increase in mass or number. We put on weight does not symbolize growth. The literal meaning of growth is the cell is dividing. Growth in living beings takes place due to the internal process which is known as cell division. One cell is dividing into n number of cells. Usually in human beings we have Hayflick limit. That means a cell can divide up to 32 times. If we talk about plants, plants shows continuous growth throughout their lifespan. While animals, growth is shown only up to a certain age. Now about the second factor, which is reproduction. The production of offsprings by the mating of individual is termed as reproduction. Reproduction is of two kinds, sexual and asexual. Sexual reproduction usually occur in unicellular or lower organisms. In this, only one parent is involved, while in sexual, two parents are involved. We have some examples of asexual reproduction. like fungi, reproduce asexually through spores. Yeast in Hydra has asexual reproduction by budding. Planaria, which is flatworm, reproduce by regeneration. Unicellular organisms like bacteria, alga, amoeba, reproduction is synonymously of growth. That is, one cell will increase in number. Like single cell of amoeba will divide into two. So the number of cell is increasing, it is growing, and even it is reproducing. We have several modes of asexual reproduction. This is binary fission. In binary fission, we have examples of amoeba, paramecium, bacteria. In this, one cell elongates and divides its mass, and later on it divides to two. Here a single cell is there, it increases its volume and later elongates, its nucleus divide into two and two daughter cells are arising. This process is binary fission of asexual reproduction. The second mode of asexual reproduction is budding. It takes place in Hydra and yeast. In this, the plant or animal body has develops parent cell develops a bird, and this bird later on develops into another individual, and in later stages this individual, which is the new bird formation, gets detached from the parent body and a new individual is obtained. This process is budding. Now we have spore formation. Spore formation is common in ferns, bacteria, fungi. In this, under unfavorable conditions, they produce spores, which under favorable conditions they turn into new individuals. Some organisms multiply or reproduce through fragmentation. That means the individual parent divides its body into fragments, and each fragment give rise to an individual new plant. The another method is regeneration. In regeneration, organism breaks down his body and each part of his body regenerates into a normal individual. You can see in planaria, this is an individual and it divides, the center part divides, tail part divides, and the head part divides. The head part give rises to an individual, while the tail part itself give rise to another individual. The another method of asexual reproduction is vegetative reproduction. Here the organism produce new individual by the vegetative part of the plant. Like this process happen in potato, onion, ginger. Potato has eyes through which new bud occurs, and this part can give rise to a new individual. This was all about asexual reproduction. Now we are moving forward towards sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, while in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. One is female and the other is male. The female has a gamete, egg or ovum, while the male has gamete, sperm. Both fuses together to form zygote, which is the first cell, and later it develops into embryo, and this embryo develops into the new individual. The other factor of growth, the other factor of life is metabolism. Metabolism is the functioning of the cell. The whole chemical processes taking place inside the cell comes under metabolism. Metabolism is characterized into two parts, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is joining of molecules to they combine to form one, while catabolism is the breakdown. The process of photosynthesis is an anabolic process, while the production of energy through the breakdown of glucose is a catabolic process. The other factor of life is the response to external stimuli. A living organism responds to the surrounding and environment. Both this response is the characteristics of a organism to be living. Here we can take the example of touch me not plant. In touch me not plant, when we touch the leaves of the touch me not plant, they folds its leaves. It is an example of a response to external stimuli. In humans, if we touch a hot substance, or in any other animals like a dog touches a hot substance, immediately he or she or it removes their hand. It is a example of response to the external stimuli. Now, diversity in the living organism. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is the diverse form of living organism present on earth, whether it is an animal, plant, microorganism. Everyone is living in single earth is come under biodiversity. We have a nomenclature system to distinguish the biodiversity of plants and animals. As there are millions of plants and animals present in the earth, plants and animals are known in their local area by their local name, while these local names are varying from place to place and region to region and within a country also. So it is impossible for a person to remember the name of the organism in all the languages. Hence we need to have a uniform system of nomenclature for organisms, and this process is known as nomenclature. The definition of biodiversity is the variation among the living organism from different sources including terrestrial, marine, desert ecosystem and ecological complexes of which they are part. मतलब different life forms present on earth, their combination is known as biodiversity. Like if we take an example of desert plants and animals, in desert we can find cactus, while in grasslands we can find small grasses, while if we move towards forest we will be having tall trees. All these are biodiversity. Biodiversity is variety of life. Biodiversity has three different types: genetic biodiversity, species biodiversity and ecological biodiversity. Genetic biodiversity is the variation among the genetic resource. Like there are different variety of the same species of rice, wheat, maize, barley. While in species biodiversity, it is the variety of different types of species found in a particular area. For example, no two individuals of the same species are exactly similar. Like we belong to a species Homo sapiens, and all Homo sapiens look different from one another. Irrespective, they have two eyes, one nose, one mouth, but they have different features. The last part of biodiversity is ecological diversity. Ecological diversity is the collection of living as well as non-living organisms interacting to each other. Ecological biodiversity refers to the variation in the plants as well as in animal species living together and connected by each other through food chain and food web. Ecological biodiversity is the diversity occurring due to the different ecosystem in a region. Like we have different ecosystem in desert, rainfall, mangrove. It includes ecological diversity. Thank you.